Hello, and welcome to HerdmanHealth Tutorials. In this tutorial, I will show you how to create group assessments. Group assessments allow multiple people to work on a single assessment. They can enter answers simultaneously, discuss on what notes to write, and work as a team. This is a great learning tool as multiple students can decide what best to put down as an answer. In order to create a new assessment, you would need to navigate yourself to the top left corner and press the New Assessment button. Once you do so, you will be taken to this screen. At the time of this recording, we have 5 options for choosing an assessment type: the substance use evaluation, the mental health evaluation, the co-occurring evaluation, the alcohol severity index, and the alcohol severity index light. You can pick the one that is most appropriate for your case. Before we go ahead and create one, I would like to talk a little about the buttons at the top. Here we have a choice of creating a shared assessment or a personal assessment. A shared assessment would be available for multiple individuals, both the students and the instructors. A personal assessment would be only available to the individual who is creating it right now. When creating an assessment, you also have the option between creating it for an adult or for an adolescent. That would depend on the patient's age. For the purpose of this example, let's create a shared assessment, and let's make a substance use evaluation. To do so, you can press the button here. Once you do so, the following screen will pop up. Make sure that all of the information is correct. The creation of this assessment would cost you 1 credit. Although, if you don't enter any of the information and you decide to exit out of that assessment without saving anything, a credit would not be deducted from your account. If everything is in the right place, you can go ahead and press confirm. This will create the assessment for you. Now, I'm currently logged in as myself. In the staff roles, I am both an instructor and an admin. I will start filling out the patient information. Let's add his name, Brandon, add his date of birth, it could be whatever. And let's generally just fill out all of the information fields so that we are allowed to save this and then finish it later. So I'll put in the social security number, the relationship status, the phone number, all of the necessary information about the patient. Once we reach the very end, we could choose our evaluator. For this example, let's choose John Doe. As you may remember from the previous video, he is the instructor for Psychology 101. Once we press Save and Next, it will register this assessment and deduct the credit. Now, if we go to the Shared Assessments tab on the very left of the screen, we can now see Brandon Doe as being part of one of our shared assessments. Now, this assessment is still private. It's still private to me as the instructor and the admin and the person who has created it, but it is also available to John Doe, who is the instructor that we assigned as an evaluator for this assessment form. If you would like to edit any of the information yourself, you can click on the assessment and the assessment will open up. You're free to enter any of the information. Now, in order to make this assessment shared with other people, you would need to click on the pen icon on the very left and then press Share to Group at the very bottom of the drop-down menu. The following screen would pop up. You would need to choose the class name you're sharing this to, and then if you're using groups, you could also choose the group. In our case, we only have 2 students, so we won't use the groups for now. Then you press Create Share. Now, if we go to Setup and to the Classes tab, we could then take a look at all of the students who are part of the class Psychology 101. As we can see, Carlos Doe is part of this class. So, to further explain what has happened, let's log in with his account. Now, I've entered his email and the password that I manually set for him. So now, if you can see in the top left, we're logged in as Carlos Doe. If we go on to the Shared Assessment tab, we would see that this assessment is also available to us because we have shared it with Psychology 101. You can then click on the assessment itself and continue filling out all of the necessary questions. You have now shared an assessment amongst the students. The students could then continue filling out the assessment, and the instructor can take a look at the assessment at any time to keep track of the student's progress. Thank you for watching this tutorial.